Thank you. My name is Jess Empathising Schmidt. Before I start, I would like to, and wish he was here, to call out Senator Metz for lambasting that young gentleman there about ignorance. For him to say that it was that he stopped listening because he didn't like the message was exactly what he was talking about, the ignorance. The ignorance that is reek in this state, that the whole knee-jerk reaction and not actually looking at the causes and doing root cause analysis and thinking law after law after law is going to stop a person who is by definition not going to follow the law. So I just wanted to call him out on that, and I do not like when that happens. And I think that no matter what side you're on, it is everyone's job to listen and not shut out because of you don't like the message. So I would like to thank the Founding Fathers for having the opportunity to speak here. Thank them for having the fortitude of standing up for what's right and just, and the fortitude to dispose the agents of tyranny with blood, sweat, and tears. And we hear again another knee-jerk reaction where this body, the Redcoats, and the organization that had to change its name due to all the agents of the organization molesting children, raping, and other sexual deviancy, all paid for by big money, Bloomberg and George Soros. Here we don't have any funding. All of us with yellow shirts are all true grassroots. Came here, took work off. We don't have any big money. All of our founders believed with every ounce of their body that we have unalienable natural rights. Unalienable natural rights given to us by our creator or creators, whatever you believe, for just existing. As such, government cannot grant, nor can they remove these rights. They believe these rights were numerous, and there was a lot of argument between the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists about even including the Bill of Rights, where some believe that if you list them, government will take that as a challenge to try and remove them. Or say, because it's not listed, you don't have that right. So I think this is where we are here today, is government believes they can either change, ignore, or otherwise say we don't have a natural right because of some safety issue. They believe, furthermore, they believe, as John Locke wrote, which is what our system is actually based on, that when such situations exist, that the rights of man are usurped by government, it is not only man's natural right, but their duty to dispose of the tyrants and restore the natural order of their rights. So why would government usurp natural rights of the people anyway? Power, money, and control. A mental derangement syndrome in which these people seek out positions of power and attempt to get more power, more money, and more control. These people are so narcissistic, they believe that they should have all the power because others cannot govern themselves or their own lives. A big problem is the people have been brainwashed. So many as to follow the footsteps of Hitler, Stalin, and Mao. Exactly what they did is they brainwashed the people, took over the education, and then took the guns so they could no longer defend themselves. This very government did that during Wounded Knee. And everyone says that the latest Las Vegas was the most deadliest. It wasn't. It was Wounded Knee. And that was because government, the U.S. government, tried to take away the guns of the Indians. And we know that that whole period was one of the worst periods in U.S. history. One that we could probably never, ever recover from. This state is one of the most corrupt in the nation by many measures. It's full of crooks, mob wannabes, mentally insane, and no doubt a lot of other crimes. One of the highest taxed, yet we have the worst roads, the worst education, and I can go on. The crux is the masses are so brainwashed. They will stop at nothing to take away the natural rights. There's no pocket too deep, no lie too big, and no favor too much, that they will stop at nothing. Instead of violating the natural rights, why doesn't this body actually look at the real problems? Look at the root causes. Actually do root cause analysis. Write your little fishbone charts. I would love to see those instead of just blanket legislation trying to remove rights. You all took an oath to protect and defend the U.S. Constitution, and some here have violated that oath. As a Norse pagan, I know there is a special place for those that violate oaths. Oaths are one of the most sacred things we have, and the Constitution is an oath between the people and the government. Additionally, we're saying that guns are the problem. Nobody's looking at all the other things, the knives, the mental health, that we have a huge problem. I'll tell a little story that I have had chronic migraines, cluster headaches since I was an infant. I've tried doctor after doctor, no avail, they'll never be solved. This latest one I went to actually put me on a psychotropic drug. None to say that it did a lot of bad things to me. Raised my blood pressure, heart problems, movement problems, and I was starting to see some mental problems. I was starting to see that it was eating away at me. These are the issues. Big pharma pushing all these pills for people that have mental issues and not actually getting the real help that they need. The real help that a therapist or a psychiatrist can give them instead of pumping full of pills and causing these. If you look at any of the mass shootings that have happened recently, you will see a lot of them have been on these drugs. And these drugs cause a lot of problems. And I know now firsthand how many problems they can cause. So another problem is this state has the uncanny ability to release some of the most violent criminals back into society. We have plea deal after plea deal from gangsters and other criminals committing crimes with firearms. Firearm crimes get pled away, either completely away or to misdemeanors. So they kind of drop off the screen there. Another problem is our parole system. We release people out after their sentence or before their sentence if they have good time. However, society says, we still don't trust you, so we're going to keep your rights. So why, if you believe that they can join society again, but in the same breath said they can't be trusted? That is also something that needs to be looked at. If you can't trust somebody to be in society, they shouldn't be in society. So I'll close with this as a warning. Your first duty is to the U.S. Constitution, then to the Rhode Island Constitution when it does not conflict with the U.S. Constitution. And then and only then is it to your constituents if it does not conflict with the first two. As a Norse pagan and a true American, I will gladly, without equivocation, die for the Constitution. I know, in the end, that the Valkyries will carry me up to Valhalla, and I'll be honored for standing for something that I truly believe, and true justice and freedom. Thank you.